Welcome to Digital Display Insider. My name is Jerry Teeter, and I'm your host. And we're on issue number 31 today, talking about a subject that I have really come to love in my years of being in this business, and that's doing live events using our LED screens as video walls for various live events. This is something that I started dipping my toe in the water about 2 years into our business, and it started just pretty much like the truck did, where I'd seen these LED trailers. I wanted to kind of get into it. We had been doing a few movie nights here and there with our truck, and I kind of wanted to take it to the next level. But honestly, I didn't know anything about it, and so like everything, I just did the best research I could. Purchased a trailer and learned pretty quickly that that trailer wasn't a good fit for what I wanted. But I made it work for a couple years, and then in 2020, 5 years ago, we built our first LED trailer based on, at that point, some experience I had in doing some of these events. So I knew what equipment we needed, what resolution screen, what size, just all these different things. And it's been something that I just really, truly enjoy doing and performing those. And so um, I just kind of wanted to share some information with you guys. So if this is something that you want to do when you get started in your mobile digital billboard business, you don't make some of the mistakes that I made. The biggest and most costly mistake that I made, that I see so many people in this industry making, is the pricing. They price live events just like they do advertising, and they are two worlds apart. And so the only commonality here is the fact you're using an LED screen for both pieces, but the similarities stop there. And so if there's one thing I can encourage you to do, is not base your pricing based on what you are doing your advertising services for. You actually need to look at the video wall industry and see what they're pricing, and then be more aligned with that. And so what that means is, typically for a larger event, an AV company is bringing in LED panels, but they're setting them up using a truss system, and so there's a ton of work that goes into that. I've got one of those. It's way more involved in setting up and tearing down, just from a time perspective and expertise and everything else about it. So those for a 1 day event, those will range anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000. Whereas with our trailer, or even a truck, an LED truck, you can pretty much pull in and you're up and running in under 15 minutes. And so you can't charge what they're charging, just because purely from the setup and teardown time is vastly different. But then there's some other factors that go involved in that. But where most LED truck operators are charging anywhere from $800 to $1,500 for 1 day of advertising. For a video wall setup, whether it's a concert or a 5K race or a corporate movie night or any number of things where they just need an outdoor TV, our pricing typically would start around $2,500 and go up to $3,500 to $4,000, depending on what the event is and what the requirements are. Or even just for a basic movie night where we're just pulling in, setting up, doing a movie, and coming out. Those will do for around $1,500 to $1,800. Those are only typically about 3 to 3.5 hours of time, and they're extremely profitable. So, just for example, if I perform as the owner of the company, I don't really do traditional payroll. And so if I'm charging, say, $1,600 for a corporate movie night, I've got 3.5 hours of my time invested in it, about $10 in gas, and that's really it. So the profit margin on these things is extremely profitable. And when you're using a trailer instead of the truck, the cost of ownership, once you make that initial purchase of the trailer, it doesn't cost you to sit in the warehouse when it's not being used, other than a little bit for insurance. The insurance on a trailer is a fraction of the cost of the truck. And so the only recurring expense we have on that unit when it's not being used is a little bit for insurance, and that's it. But when we do use it, it's extremely profitable. And so I don't necessarily recommend getting a trailer out of the gate when you're very first starting up your billboard business, because you need to focus on getting the foundation done. But as soon as you have one or two routes that are up and going, and they're running at 75, 80% capacity on a regular basis, then I highly encourage you to look at adding an LED trailer to your fleet as just another revenue source that you can diversify. And so um, I hope that is at least helpful to kind of give you some things to look at on the LED trailer portion of this. If you haven't read this week's issue, go on ahead and go to digitaldisplayinsider.com, check out issue number 31, and there's some deeper information in there that will go into a little more detail. So thank you again for watching, and we will be back with you next week.